Hey guys, Jared here with RP Strength and Fitness. Today we got some rowing in the workout, so I wanted to kind of go over some of the details of rowing because this is one of the things where technique does actually matter, both for performance and for making sure that you don't get any stiffness or achiness on this. So with the rower, a couple things. First thing, you want to make sure your feet are set up appropriately. A lot of times, easiest thing to do is the widest part of the toe box of your shoe. So for me, I could probably even go a little bit lower. But again, depending on your ankle flexibility, typically you want to start right around that widest part of the toe box of the shoe. Check your damper settings. Most of the time, that kind of 6 to 8 in the mid-range. The higher the damper is, the more resistance you're going to get from the pull. So for somebody with a really strong leg drive, you can probably go a little bit higher. If you have a harder time with the leg drive, you can drop it down a little bit. For me, I usually keep it around 7 or 8. And then from there, we want to just make sure that we're getting a strong leg drive at the start. And so oftentimes I like to refer to this similar to like a deadlift. So we're going to drive your legs. Once it crosses your knees, that's your cue to kind of extend your body, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and finish with that cable right at the base of your chest, elbows in kind of tight. Arms go out, we're going to follow it in, and then initiate that leg drive, pull, and finish. So one of the best things I ever learned was it's kind of legs, body, arms, body, legs. And so when we put it all together, we start that strong leg drive and pull, and then your cadence should just be smooth and consistent. That leg drive and pull, and trying to avoid too much early extension. Just nice and smooth. Now if you're sprinting, you might have a little bit faster cadence than that. If you're just a casual effort, then you don't have to necessarily push it quite as much, but the consistency in that stroke is going to be very beneficial. And so a couple of the things we want to watch out for is we want to watch out for that early extension. So if the first thing you do is extend your body, then essentially those lower back muscles are going to kind of hold on to a lot of that tension. So as we initiate, try to avoid that early back extension, as well as when you're coming back, try to avoid the early knee bend. And so really easy to want to get to here, pull yourself back in. So be patient, let those arms lead, drive the legs, pull, arms lead, drive legs, pull, and finish. And so rowing is one of those movements where, you know, the technique does matter, making sure that you're getting that really strong leg drive, squeezing those shoulder blades together as you finish it out. Now there are a few different techniques in terms of like where your knees go, but you know, for that part it's a little bit more advanced. But just make sure you're initiating with that strong leg drive, finish with a pull, so that way when you settle in to a nice rhythm, that we can just be as consistent as possible. So again, this is something that takes a little bit of time, so don't get too frustrated. If you get a stiff back or maybe your forearms are stiff, just kind of reset a little bit and focus on that leg drive.